to get back into that main stage. Yeah, I think we've got a lot of things to see from this Carbine Core team that we've just not quite seen of them yet, and what better test than Shopify Rebellion?
Yeah, I mean, look, if we're taking a look at these comps, nothing is surprising to me, obviously. When we're going with something interesting, you know, a kind of interesting format like this where you're forced to pick 3 duelists, on Breeze, not a weird thing to, well, I mean, a little bit of a weird thing to have 3 duelists, but at the same time, it's kind of the map where you'd expect that to happen, and it's not surprising, I think, if we're looking at the other two agents that we're seeing, Sova and Viper. These are very regular ones to have. You need that info across long ranges, open sites, and obviously you need that wall going down here as well. It's a little surprising to me that we're not seeing Phoenix as one of the picks here. The use of a second wall, we saw it in map 2, I think it was, winning on Ascent for G2, would have been absolutely massive.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a mirror matchup as well is going to be interesting because we're going to be able to see, you know, what kind of teams have their fundamentals down. Having that sort of communication is going to be really important when you're playing 3 duelists, because you don't necessarily have those usual initiators or flashes to be able to set you up. So yeah, no, I think it's definitely going to test these 2 teams' fundamentals in that respect.
Carbine Core are the team that take away the pistol round here. We saw the same kind of thing happen in map 1 of Series 1, where Giants actually won that series, and I think surprised quite a lot of people. Honestly, you know, obviously with the format of the tournament, there's a certain amount of, okay, everything you've prepared in your scrapbook is thrown out the window, and now we're going with just kind of, let's play, we're all just, and look, the teams have known that they're playing in this tournament for a little while. They might have prepared some fun, goofy strats with 3 duelists. And obviously they'll put some time and thought into their compositions as well. So, you know, I do think there's a certain amount of this, is that how quickly can you prepare for an interesting format like this in a short amount of time? It might just be the teams that surprise you that take things away, but Neuer is going to try and start things off here on their eco round with a pick. It doesn't quite work out. A couple of shots through the box takes Yoru down to a low health, but does not get that kill.
I love that from her though, because what Carbine Core aren't really doing here is making any sort of A main pressure, but they are cautious of the fact that Shopify can be up tube there, and they are going to pick that up. But Fluorescent straight onto this Marshall, despite losing the pistol round, and is going to pick up 1, but Curie trading that right back out again onto Sarah.
Obviously, another thing that you have to think about when you're going, okay, we can only have 2 agents other than duelists on this one, which means we're going to be cutting out 1 role completely. A lot of the time we have seen it be Sentinel, but obviously on Breeze, where there is tube, there is so many ways that you can go for weird, wonderful flanks. Nice shot from Alexis. Getting rid of your Sentinel is actually a massive loss, especially having a Cypher in that tube can do a lot to get this one, and Shopify Rebellion somehow bringing this round back here. This eco could work out nicely for them. Alexis getting the spike down, and it is only a Sova and a Reyna to try and take this one back, but Nello hits the first shot. Down to very low HP though. Alexis is going to have to do a lot of damage here and doesn't quite get the shot off before Nello can get it done with the Bulldog. So the defuse will come on through. It got a little hairy for Carbine Core, but they got it done in the end.
Yeah, seeing a couple of force buys come out from Shopify there, but again, like just that creeping up tube, like Carbine Core so aware of what Shopify could be doing there, despite the lack of Sentinel. You know, they know that they need to go and re-clear that and make sure that they've not quite got up there. But yeah, no, it was really lovely. Obviously, there's not too much we can look into that round with a couple of force buys coming up. So it'll be interesting to see if there's any sort of adaptations or any early pressure as well coming into this one. I know that Carbine Core not really looking to take that A main space, and even like this round, look, we see players kind of just leaving that A site open for the moment.
Yeah, I think this is the thing as well. We see it on some maps where Sentinels aren't really as kind of used, right? You'll see some things where you have a double controller and a double duelist, or a double controller, double initiator, something like that, and you do sacrifice a Sentinel for it. You have to be really hyper aware of flanks, of plays through areas of the map that you don't have a lot of control in, and that's what I think is going to be tested here. And so far, everybody's been quite aware of things. Shopify Rebellion now bringing things back on their buy round, and Carbine Core not able to soak up the pressure this time around. Very difficult. three Sheriffs against 5 Vandals. On Breeze, so much open space, so many long sight lines, and Shopify Rebellion taking full advantage of that so far, but it was 2 quick picks from Neuer that opened up the round for them to start things off from elbow. Kurupuya brings 1 back. Maybe all she wrote for this Mel in that advanced position is going to be able to finish things off, along with Alexis and Shopify Rebellion start the long trek of the comeback from 2 rounds down.
Yeah, Noya showing absolutely no fear there, going in and getting, I believe it was 3 entries to get them into the site there. And Noya, some EMEA viewers might actually recognise from competing in early EMEA Valorant. You know, she competed in Hunter's Trials, in Birds of Prey, before actually moving across to Exit in 2022 and making that NA change. So from someone that plays the Sentinel role in Shopify Rebellion, usually it's really nice to see her come out onto this jet and have that sort of fearlessness going into this one. That was a really nice round from her.
Despite the fact that Carmine Core played a nice eco on their second round, or a nice, buy on their second round, not having a lot of economy moving into this one, mostly half armor for these players, and Shopify Rebellion looking to take advantage of that. Mel almost gets that spray transfer down, does a little bit of extra damage, but not able to stop the trade from happening. Brings it to a 4v4, but they're already on site down here on A, and it's going to have to be a good retake here from Carmine Core to bring it on back. Trades come through left, right, and center. Can Glance get that final kill onto her old teammates, mostly from this one? Aldrone is going to be used out. Superior health advantage. Alexis has to do a lot to grab that spike. Will not get it done. Glance with the 3k takes it to 3.
Yeah, lovely stuff from Glance there, and of course that's one teammate that's been on this Carmine Core roster that's actually played up against Shopify Rebellion before, so really nice.
I said ex-teammate.
Yeah,
I don't know why I said that. I meant ex-rivals, yes, is what I meant. Sorry.
Ex-rivals, yeah, nonetheless.
Why did I say that?
It's okay.
I get a little silly and a little...
a little silly, a little goofy, it's totally fine.
My third Red Bull event.
I know what you meant.
They all blur into one. And again, really nice clutch there to get things done. Obviously Glance not playing from the same LAN environment as the rest of the players, but still doing a lot of hard work for the team. Hunter's Fury is going to come out on this one. Fury does go down. The sole controller for the team means that Shopify Rebellion can take a little more here. Sarah shoots the flash, does not shoot the actual Euro of Matrix, the primary duelist for Carmine Core. It will be a 4v4 retake for this team. They made it work last time around, but this time Alexis round the corner, able to find the first kill, not able to find the second. Again, trades are great from both teams, 2v2 in this final situation, but Glance is in another good position, takes down one, does not know where Neuer is, and the Blade Storm will finish it off. It's looking to be a much closer start to map 1 than I think many people will have anticipated, especially looking at the most recent results for these two teams.
Oh yeah, definitely. And even in a Viper's, they kind of got that round down. And we are going to see Carmine Core come into an eco round now. And although they were kind of making adaptations there of coming down tunnel and funneling their main, it will be interesting to see what they do now that they're on an eco. But Alexis and Sarah are just going to completely punish that early aggression on B main and just give them a free sight, because Glance is only just starting to make her way over now.
The information was there immediately from window that two players were going to make that move there. The team flash might not have worked out so well in the end, but it's fine. There is no push coming from CT here. Mel definitely using the right gun model there as it covers up the enemy's position. That wouldn't have happened to me. I would have got that kill. Left gun model, enjoy it. But it is now just Glance once again. Has done so much work. Cannot find the shot through the wall before Alexis plays bodyguard and manages to even up the score.
Something that we're going to... a bit of fun for all teams, right? But I think for Shopify in general, they should be going into this with full confidence, because they are the reigning world champs at the moment. So, of course, playing that 3 duelist as well, it kind of plays into that extra overconfidence, I suppose, right, where players might start overheating. But yeah, just going to see them again funnel into A main. Yeah, the shots through the wall there does a lot of damage. The Hunter's Fury comes out. Fluorescent obviously using the ult to get in close. Get the first pick there with the judge. Nello is able to take out Mel using control of Tube there once again. Shopify Rebellion going to find it hard to get any control of this site here. Fluorescent now stuck behind Orange. Judge in hand, trying to do damage control, but it's left down to her. Versus 4, a great shot to start things off, and you could have seen that going away, but it does not quite. The mirror matchup of Matrix, the other duelist,
in the other hands of the Yoru, they're able to close things out and stop the blood flow.
Yeah, if there's one player that you don't want to be in a 1vx, then it's definitely Fluorescent. We've seen her do it time and time again, not only in NA, but at international events as well. And maybe not seeing her full potential on this map so far, but you know, there's time to warm into it still, I'm sure.
I think what we've seen so far, especially over the last series, is that Yoru is actually very difficult to play without the support of more supporting utility, right? Kind of being used in this setup as a pseudo-initiator. And while I think the game has been brought down to very much bare bones by this format with the 3 duelists, you do still have to use flashes, you do still have to take space and get in towards sight, and generally that's going to be your initiator's role. If you don't have a flashing initiator, which is the first thing you're going to sacrifice, you're going to replace it with a Yoru, maybe a Neon, but Neon hasn't been favoured by the teams, maybe a Phoenix. So, in a sense, the duelist players from both teams have been brought over to a supporting role, as opposed to playing more like a duelist, I feel.
Yeah, I completely hear what you're saying with that one. Like, I don't know what the reason behind that picks are. Maybe we'll get more information when Yinsu goes to interviews with either of these players. But yeah, I completely agree that the agent that you think would be used as an initiator is main.
Oh, there's no way, not with the Sheriff in hand. The 1v3, the reload, 24 HP. That's one body shot from the Vandal. But all you need to find is one headshot. Not quite able to find the first around the corner there. Just waiting for the defuse to come on through, the time ticking down. Looking for half his Matrix, will get off the spike there, but the shot is there from Fluorescent. She is inevitable. And in the 1v3 situation, the worst health, the worst weapon, still able to bring it back for her team.
I mean, I don't want to say it was a little bit of foreshadowing, Twiggy, but literally the round prior, I did say that if there's one player you don't want to be in a 1vx, it is Fluorescent, and she does go out to clutch up an eco round for Shopify Rebellions. Just again, seeing that real confidence and that real firepower that we wanted to come and
for Shopify Rebellion, I think obviously frustrating that you're not able to get a clean length of rounds against a team that you are definitely kind of, you know, pegged to win against. But for them, still able to bring things back later on into rounds. Fluorescent has moved on into sight, not able to find a clean shot so far, but Alexis is there to the rescue. Nello finding kill onto the Jet player of the opposite team here, but Spidovka doing a lot of work there with the Blade Storm as well. Alexis gets her second, using that Empress to get out of dodge, get back behind the corner. Matrix finds one the other way, but it's down to a 1v1 once again. Mel doesn't know quite where Matrix is playing, and Matrix has done a lot of work so far. Going to use all of that Yoru utility to be able to win out this duel, but it is not to be, as once again Shopify Rebellion, brought down to one player, are able to close out the round.
Can we just rewind a bit? What, like, was Matrix sat on site that whole time with a Bucky? Like, just sat on backside the whole time with a Bucky?
Mostly.
Incredible.
I mean, look. You know, maybe not the map that you would expect.
Precisely, I know Frenzy this round.
There are a lot of corners in the map. You can definitely sit on site and wait for that. You know that, you know, Fluorescent is going to run on in with a Vandal, so it's just delivery, you know, delivery service.
This is true.
Yeah. Once again, now in the driver's seat are Shopify Rebellion. They have the better weaponry, and this time now ahead in terms of the round count as well. Some confidence might be able to be brought from this one. Spike not going to be fully planted from that one. Carby could get that information. They're going to move on through, but the positioning is good from Shopify Rebellion players. It's just Koropuya left. It won't be enough. Shopify Rebellion make it 6. Get the, at the very least, even half, if not better.
And we've seen that defensive default come up from Karmine Corp for a couple of rounds now, where they just kind of hold on to that tube push and are expecting that aggression up tube and leaving 3 players. Just have a gamble stack or something so easily.
You know, a double duelist is not really outside of the realm of normalcy here. You know, double initiator, yes, but double duelist can be put on as well. It is definitely kind of a comfortable situation for Karmine Corp, who do like to play a second initiator a lot of the time. You'll see Spidovka is going to be moving on to the operator on the Jet there, and often does fill as a second duelist for Karmine Corp. usually being the initiator player, but filling onto the Jet every now and then when they do need a secondary duelist instead of something else, and Glance will move then onto the initiator, being part of the regular fill role for the team. Whereas Shopify Rebellion, generally a lot more, how would I put it, kind of by the book, right? Like to play your usual kind of, you've got your duelist, you've got a sentinel, you've got a controller, and then as well as an initiator, you have a fill that will go on to the secondary role of the initiator or the controller, or on Icebox, the second sentinel. And there is that operator for Spidovka getting the first onto the mirror Jet. You can move back and take control of B site. Make sure that Shopify Rebellion are moving on through to that one, but that is just going to set their sights on A even further, knowing that that anchor is down there. And send them right into Kuripuya, who manages to get one, but no more, and it's going to have to be a retake attempt here from Carmine Court, as sooner or later Shopify Rebellion should get control of the site, but Fluorescent cannot cross the border of Spidovka's sights. Moves the dimensional drift from Matrix, and that just turns around Alexis enough that they can isolate the duels.
Yeah, really nice. It was nice seeing the just Carmine Court just giving them sight there and having a sort of protocol for how are we going to play retake. We have the Yoru ult. Let's invest the Yoru ult for when we would like to retake this A site. We know that they're hitting B pretty hard and pretty heavy, so we have our protocols for A site, and that's what we see come out there. And Spidovka as well on the op, having a lot of impact playing on the op that round. And I'm glad that you mentioned Spidovka earlier, because she is one of those players that can flex onto different agents. You know, we've seen her on the Jet this map. She does play Jet usually. Playing on the op that round. And I'm glad that you mentioned Spidovka earlier, because she is one of those players that can flex onto different agents. You know, we've seen her on the Jet this map. She does play Jet usually, but we can also see her on Initiator and Sentinel. So a really, really flexible player to have on your team. And Carmine Court having an answer yet again for Shopify Rebellion for this early B pressure.
I was really certain we were millimeters from a triple collat there. I was going to scream. You were midway through a sentence. You were not going to finish it. You were not going to. But either way, for Shopify Rebellion, that is not a nice way to start the round where you've invested so much economy once again. And again, the Viper for Carmine Court is going to do so much work in just holding down this side of the A site. The Viper's pit has been utilized on the other side. It's quite a big site. You can plant for a lot of positions here. Two Shopify Rebellion players taken down means that Alexis is in an impossible position. And in a 1v5, it was never going to happen.
Yeah.
So for Carmine Court, an even half.
I mean, they'll be pretty happy with that, but the fact that there's two Shopify players taken down whilst that pit was up,
I mean, that
they're
is...
going to be pretty unhappy with that and be thinking how...
See, yeah, I think obviously they had to use the pit last round of the half. Yeah. You got to go in and do something. They were already in a very difficult position, knowing that, you know, the operator was waiting for them in CT. They had to cross that area. The only thing you can do is put down a pit and hope. But the aggression from Carmine Court has looked really, really good. And, you know, again, we'll mention it so many times over the course of this series. This is the team that is not really expected to win this series, that has nothing really to lose, can put everything into this game and maybe use the triple duelist kind of setup to be able to do something a little different, do something a little quirky, a little goofy, a little silly.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say that this is a team that's probably still finding their footing. You know, they've definitely played plenty of games, but of course, still relatively new if we compare them to Shopify Rebellion, who have been a core for over a year. You know, they'll still be finding those team dynamics, that team synergy, and still being able to build that up together, to have that experience together as a sort of core unit.
Yep, well, for them, once again, down a player to start this one off. The 4v5 statistics are going to be going crazy as we enter the rest of this one, and so far not looking so good for them. Sarah now in a 1v4, making a 1v3. Sends out a shot dart that's going to go over to nowhere. Two quick headshots, but stuck in midair. There's only so much you can do from that position, and Glance will go clay pigeon shooting. With a ghost.
With a ghost, of course.
I feel like you know you do have the perfect weapon. seen.
We'll roll with it, it's fine. We'll roll with it.
You say pull, you crack the barrel open, and then you do the thing.
So now you're mansplaining clay pigeon shooting to the viewers at home, yeah?
I am ND-splaining.
Apologies, I am ND-splaining.
Which is
you know
really,
what I meant.
I know. But I really just had to get that one in. Gotta get that one over you on this one. But for Carmine Core, they're just going to use all of this tempo to get on through. Obviously, the better weaponry. Move on through on this one. Alexis has somehow found something out of that one. Fluorescent finds 2 headshots, of course, with the Sheriff. And they can move on through onto site. And for Carmine Core, they're split apart. The spike is not in their hands. The shot dart does a lot of damage. 2 more shots with the Classic from Alexis. And it's 3 Classic kills for Shopify Rebellion to bring things back to 7-7. A thrifty round in its most... I mean, there's no... I don't think I've seen a more thrifty round than that.
Yeah.
Combined, what? 500 credits of weaponry was used to find kills there. Amazing.
I love that from them, though. You know, they took the gamble of, okay, let's just stack a site and let's do something with our pistol round. Maybe they pulled something out the strat book, and I don't hate that.
Maybe they did. The strat book that has been built in the last, what, 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Somewhere around there.
I mean, most teams you would expect to have a pistol round. Let's say that, yeah.
It's maybe a bifold. But either way, Matrix will move in to start things off here. Not finding anything through the first flash, but there are walls up all over the place, considering there's only a Viper to be utilized in terms of obfuscating views. That is quite impressive, and for Shopify Rebellion, as soon as they found that advantage and can buy up some weaponry, it's about over there for Carmine Core, and a team ace as well as a flawless round from them.
Yeah, not too much Carmine Core can do there. With the way that those Viper walls as well were kind of like mismatched across, like you just seen Floor kind of hiding behind each of them there and just picking up a couple of kills in between them, and yeah, really just staying put on site and letting Carmine Core come in, and they're just tapping their heads through that one. So you are going to see Carmine Core have to buy light shields going into this one, which is a little bit disappointing because it should be their full buy round. And if any of those players on Shopify, I don't believe they do, have the Outlaw, but yeah, it could be a costly one for them.
Really could. And Mel starts things off with a very quick kill onto Glance, which takes down the spike in a really unfortunate location now. They're just going to take full control of this one. That Euro is definitely not real, although it drew the attention for just a second there from the Shopify Rebellion players, but they have full control of the spike now. They are able to play defensively as much as they want. Fluorescent tries to make a move around from Orange, gets caught out. So for Carmine Core, just defending a position where they cannot win the round from, but at the very least they can try and get some kills from and maybe make something out of it now. And as Shopify Rebellion have given away 2 frags in this situation, maybe now is the time to make a move, and once again the attack ramps up for Carmine Core. They find 1, 2 now in a 1v2 for Alexis. Needs to find these headshots. Empress form used out, has to get away but cannot in time, and Kuripuya will be able to get the headshot before she turns around the corner. 8-8 now the scoreline.
Yeah, that was a really nice, like, power of friendship moment from Carmine Core there to just throw every single flash that they possibly could into Shopify Rebellion's face in that A main position. And yeah, it was just lovely teamwork to see come out from them. That hyper-aggression is what we need to see more of when they're going into these site executes. And even that kill from Matrix getting onto Noya, playing on the op on Bridge, was really, really nice to sort of kickstart things on that round. So yeah, more aggression, please, more confidence. I think that's what we need to see more of here.
I think that might be what we're about to see a little more of. Alexis getting ready to make a move there from doors, but it's the operator of Noya that will find the first frag in the round. And once again, Carmine Core in a bit of a difficult situation. They're going to reset their sights over towards A. Mel has found the first through the wall there.
Here.
And now it's a 3v5. I mean, they managed to make it work in an even more difficult situation last round, but this time Shopify Rebellion are just attacking on the defense half. Mel finds 3, and it's pretty much easy pickings for them.
Some lovely teamwork coming up from Shopify Rebellion there. You see that little flash from Floor, and Alexis is able to pick up one, and then Mel just takes the swing as well onto the second two. Like, it's just really, really nice to see them playing in pairs, the similar way that Karma and Core did that previous round to regain that main pressure.
Now in a bit of an awkward economical situation. 2024 in a nutshell.
Here.
Having to make do with one rifle on this one, the hero rifle, to stop Shopify Rebellion from getting 210 rounds. The double digits so important. Spidovka tries to get the orb, cannot get it in time. The flash is great from Fluorescent and stops any kind of trade from coming through. Sarah and Mel get on the board as well. And as quickly as the round has started, Karma and Core have been brought down to one player. And I don't think Glance, with the weaponry in hand that she has, is going to be able to do anything about this one. Fluorescent finds the final kill, 10-8 the scoreline.
Yeah, double digits for Shopify Rebellion now. Looking as though they're starting to build up a bit of a momentum, so we will possibly see. Yeah. They were 2-0. We've got a few other alt economy example. You know, they're not even.
You have 3 duels if you don't have utility. And when it comes down to brass tacks, the defensive side is going to win the engagements if it's just a gun duel. You turn around a corner, you're going to get shot in the head. That's just about how the game works if you don't have all of the utility that is used to get you onto site. And with only a Viper basically to get you there, apart from a good reveal from your Sova or a really well-timed flash from your Yoru, there's not much you can do. And that's the wall that Carmine Core, I think, have been running into in these past few rounds, and what Shopify Rebellion have been taking advantage of for the last little while. So now having to really think about what they're doing, and you can see the hesitance to move up into Pig, just using it as we have this position now. We can use it if we need to.
Yeah, and I think that's really good conditioning on Shopify Rebellion's part, is that they are able to put fear into Carmine Core, but they don't even know where they can go onto site before having to clear out these players. But we do see that Silver ult invested from Glance, and Fluorescent looking to just punish it here, but quickly gets out of there before any action comes in and knows to leave the fight on its own.
Yeah, brings it down to 4 players. Carmine Corp doesn't want to get too involved, not trying to make the full hero play of getting a 1v5 before your teammates can get involved as well. Is going to invest the Dimensional Drift as Mel comes around from behind. The Matrix will be able to find the trade on that one. Floor just looking for a little bit of information here. Finds out all of them are around in cave area. Looking for the TP, does draw the attention away, but Neuer is ready for the first kill. Spidovka gets the trade, but now it is just Fluorescent in a 1v2. Time is ticking away now, needs to get something done. The fake defuse, the first shot is not quite there, and as soon as you miss that first one, the Vandal is pretty much useless. And Carmine Core take the round away from a good position. That's what happens when you get a good start, and Carmine Core have been lacking in that for a few rounds now, but as soon as they found it, Shopify Rebellion found it a little bit difficult to take back control of the site.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Nello get that first back to main and play from main, considering that we are playing a 3 duelist tournament at the moment, but nonetheless it worked out in their favour and they got the point on the board.
Haven't seen many Viper lineups yet, not gonna lie, a little disappointed. It's the one thing you can really do from this situation, other than throw out a Hunter's Fury, maybe some shock darts, some fun shock darts.
We need to get the plant down before we can even see those lineups too.
Yeah, that's a good point. It has been a rarity so far. Now Shopify Rebellion are playing all the way back. About as passive as you can get here on Breeze. Pretty much just sat in their own spawns, although a move is being made up tube as we speak. While Carmine Core try and make their move all the way through, getting into a nice angle there for the Hunter's Fury. Finds one frag, does Sarah, almost taking off the heads of 2 more players from the Carmine Core side and doing a little more damage, but it is just going to have to be take some space here for Carmine Core, and it's not quite working out for them. The long shots are doing better for Shopify Rebellion. It's just Glance left. We've seen her in so many clutch situations in this map alone already. This one is not going to be any different from most of the ones that we've seen so far. Carmine Core now down 2 rounds. Shopify Rebellion move closer to 13.
Yeah, unfortunate. One of those rounds that would make you feel nervous either way, but I mean for Glance in particular, coming up against her rivals, of course, it's going to put the edge on a little bit more. But coming into this one, you're going to see Carmine Core with, again, another weak buy and not being able to
That's
fully
terrifying.
invest. Yeah, it's quite sad, isn't it? Hopefully we see Speed Off got onto these knives this round. And again, just looking to take that early A main pressure, but nothing coming of it just yet.
Saw the head of Mel, not quite able to get the shot before. Floating down below the smoke.
Here.
Nello is not going to be able to make anything happen with the luck there. Up tube, down goes the Viper's Pit. That should secure a plant at the very least. Now, the task for Shopify Rebellion is essentially just to clear the first couple of members moving through that Viper's Pit. Yori utility utilized to try and keep them away from it for as long as possible. Obviously, the weaponry not in the favor here of Carmine Core whatsoever, so just one shot, one stray shot into the Viper's Pit could make things very difficult for them, and in they move now. Pincer maneuver from both sides. Fluorescent takes down Spidovka here, but it's still the Viper remaining on the side of Carmine Core, and Kurubuya only needs to find one more kill on this one, but out comes the shorty of Neuer to close things out and make it match point, map point.
Aye, aye, aye. Neuer going crazy in that one. Full confidence again, just dashing at Kurupaya, recognising that, okay, she's taking two of my teammates down. I might as well just send it, because hopefully she's reloading at this point. Or
I'm hoping.
Just go for it, go for it. And that's exactly what we see from Neuer in that round there, but...
Carmine Core have been struggling for economical stability this whole map so far, and once again now in a situation where they're buying half armor, they're buying suboptimal rifles, especially on Breeze where you want a Vandal in your hands. You want a Vandal, you want an Operator, maybe, you know, bring out one of the other sniper rifles, but apart from that, it is not fun to have to try and play against a full squadron of Vandals on this map with just a Guardian or just a Bulldog. And that is, for the most part, the situation that Carmine Core have found themselves in now. Holding guard here with the Operator, finds the first kill onto Spidovka, brings out the Blaze Storm, looking for a little more, but Matrix has already made her way into sight and finds two. Can Fluorescent get the trade? Yes, she can. But it's going to be a lot more work than just that, because out come the Carmine Core players trying to clear her out of this position. Decoy sent out, Flash sent out. Looking for a star-studded play here. Trying to just find isolated one of these Carmine Core players. Kurubuya does a lot of work, but out comes Fluorescent. It's going to have to be a 4K to close out this round here, but Nello is there with the headshot. Does not whiff. In quite a critical position. And Carmine Core.
A floor versus however many. I've said it multiple times.
Yeah?
But today is not that world, and Carmine Core are keeping themselves still in it for this first map.
I hope that at some point today it is that world, but not right now. Not this minute, not this second. Still waiting. Welcome to the Fluorescent Ace waiting room, everybody. It's all we're looking for today. The result already preset, I think, in the minds of a lot of fans. It is just going for plays here.
Look at the reaction from Shopify this round though. Like, they take that early information mid and then know that there's one kind of waiting tube, but they've already decided to rotate towards B. Like, Carmine Core have 4 players to get through here before they even think about getting that spike down.
Dimensional Drift used for Matrix, going to try and get in towards the backside, take out the Operator player there of Shopify Rebellion, and now it's a 2v4. Dimensional Drift used on the other side, try and get some information for Mel to find more than one kill there from the window position now. This is very doable, you feel like, for Shopify Rebellion, as Carmine Core, headless chickens running all over site, not able to get the spike down yet so far. Fluorescent looking for a little information around the corner here, and Mel has repositioned, looking for something from half wall, and as the players try and rotate away from the site, the spray transfer is good, but Kurubuya is better! Stopping fate in its tracks once again. Shopify Rebellion cannot close this map out for the life of them.
Round. It was just one.
These two teams are really amazing. It's a little different. What word can I... Barnstormed their way through.
I think that's fair to say, yeah.
World champions, Carmine Core, no other way of putting it, got dropped down to contenders.
Well, I
to
mean,
fight their way back up from
they didn't win any of their group games
Exactly.
in the main split. So, of course, when we went into this match, we thought...
Has the Outlaw in her hands and finds one shot. That's a lot of damage. And the Viper's Pit has been used down towards Cave, and I think fair play to them. Carmichael saw that one coming, did not put any pressure down there. Noya's found a second bit of damage, looking for the third, but it's not quite there. Out comes the Sheriff from Fluorescent, looking to finish off one of those shots that has been found, but so far it's not quite hitting its mark. Carmichael have taken the positional advantage, playing around the Viper's Pit. Oh no, Mela's come out of it at the wrong time, and Spinofka is there waiting. Carmichael can bring it to overtime. Right now it's going to have to be Fluorescent in an ace situation. 3 players down on low health. But apart from that, the odds stacked against her here. There's no other way of putting it. Down goes the Owl Drone. Out comes the Sheriff once again. You're going to have to find a lot of headshots in this situation.
I mean, there's 3 players that are relatively low, but yeah, it's a big ask from
Picks up
one
the Guardian.
player.
Yeah. And with the time ticking away as well, having to clear every single corner, it is an arduous process. Cannot find the first kill, will not find 5. We go to overtime on map 1.
Yippee! We knew it was going to happen. Down here at the Red Bull game.
Right here, from this basement. But it's here today, tomorrow, and if this is a banger of a matchup, then I dare say every matchup we're going to have from here on out is guaranteed to be a banger. Shopify Rebellion finding it a little difficult to find their footing in a game that on paper they should be winning. And having to play things a little more slowly, a little more by ear, not just run in. To be fair, we've not really seen teams go hyper-aggressive like we might have expected to see with 3 duelists so far today, but it is definitely... look, how much utility can you use? Waiting now down until 50 seconds on the timer. Make it maybe a 40 execute. For Shopify Rebellion here on the A site, and Nello might be able to do quite a lot here. Mel looks away for 1 second, and that's the second that she gets her dome blown off by Nello. The spike is now down outside of Tube, and whether or not it's being held by the Carmine Core players, that's a lot of pressure. They need to get the information that Nello is not still watching that one, because there is 25 seconds left on the timer. They need to go all the way back out of Cave here, grab that spike, get back to the A site, plant it on the ground, and make sure the whole time that Nello is not going to get another timing on the flank. Now, I think once again, just getting the perfect timing. Shopify Rebellion are relatively sure now that she's rotated back round to her own spawn, and there it is from Nello, taking out Sarah, not before the spike is on the ground. However, Matrix finds another kill. Fluorescent going to have to do a lot of work here. The 2v2 situation now beset on all sides by Carmine Core players, but it's just Nello left. Starts to go for that defuse, but Fluorescent is right there, finds the headshot, and Shopify Rebellion bring themselves back from a pretty tough situation.
So much on Nello's shoulders there to try and close out that round, and already having the most impact from the get-go for Carmine Core. Being able to get those kills onto the main players was just...
Man, what a game.
Yeah, it's a tough one for them, because Shopify, again, like not even having much time on the clock either to just run in, pick up the spike, and still planting it, even though Nello could have came from main, like...
Yep.
Fair play.
Noya has gone glass cannon on this one. Brings out the operator.
Oh.
Whereas, been seen. Needs to try and get out of that position. Will not get out of that position. And Speedofka finds 2 as well. 2 of the highest fragging members of the Shopify Rebellion side as well. Pretty much puts this round to bed, unless something pretty amazing can be done here by the remaining members of this team. They have to make their way back from the opposite side of the map. They have to, you would expect, in just a second, defuse the spike. And they're working from a pretty tough situation here. Sarah not aware that Noya is to the right side of Nello, and finds that kill. Nello is finding 2 now. Alexis, 1 versus 5 situation. If there was any plan to get it done, this would be pretty amazing, but Thalia does not do enough work to stop Carmine Core from finding that kill. We move to overtime number 2.
I really like that positioning from Nello as well, like being aware of the fact that pretty good awareness from Nello that round for sure. But going into this one, double overtime, what sort of adaptations are we going to see? I mean, we're seeing a different Viper wall on A this round on the defensive side. And it looks as though this could be a pretty decent gamble.
Yeah. I almost expected at the very least an information push there at the start of the round from Carmine Core, but it does not happen. They back up into their own spawn and it works out quite well for them now. Alexis taken out once again, spike in hand, has been dropped outside of double doors now, and it would behoove Carmine Core to move in and try and take control of that location. They try to get that done, but Shopify Rebellion in pretty good trap positions to find those kills and stop any control being gained from the side that got the first kill here.
Planted.
Carmine Core now having to wrest back control where they once did have it. Recon does not find information, but it distracts the players long enough that Shopify Rebellion can close that one out incredibly confidently.
Yeah, really lovely stuff from them there. Carmine Core kind of struggling to come in and retake, as they were already down to few numbers at that moment in time. And I think something else we noticed there was Shopify just changing the pace up. You know, the first overtime round, we see them take it really slowly and being very cautious about where they wanted to push, to the point where they were what, 20 seconds before they had to get the bomb down because they'd lost it in main. Whereas that round just there, you really see them changing up the pacing and going for that fast execute onto A, which we've seen them previously do on B on their attack. So it certainly seems to work out for them when they're on their attack, that they go in for these aggressive rushes onto sites.
Sarah looking to find something early in this round, gets the information that it's a full tube push at this point. Once again, one player lurking over there in cave. Alexis is going to be trying to find something here, but Neuer's doing so much work from the side. Sarah comes in from the other angle, gets that one done, and now it's a 2 versus 4, and it looks like this might be curtains for Carmine Core on map 1. Matrix finds one the other direction, but it's going to have to be 3 more to take this to our third overtime. The flash comes through, but there's a lot of empty ground between herself and the spike. It will not happen. Shopify Rebellion take the first map. Look pretty happy about it.
Yeah, I mean, lovely stuff. Of course, not a scoreline that we expected to be that close, but Shopify taking the win on Breeze there, so I'm thinking